Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Bobby and I decided to start a YouTube channel today. First off, a disclaimer, I am outside in the middle of the country. Guys, I'm outside in the middle of the country. There's cows, there's goats, there's chickens, there's these two dogs that like to fight the whole time that they're together. So if you hear any of that noise or if my kids come outside, welcome to my life. With all that being said, I was going to do an introductory video introducing who I am, my lifestyle, things like that, and I recorded it a few times and it was boring to me. So I think we can kind of do a bunch of different videos. I'll have a bunch of different playlists and you can kind of go into what intrigues you about my life and we can learn to get to know each other that way. So today I'm actually going to start out on more of a professional front because I actually just landed a job at a credit union. We just moved here 6 hours from my hometown, so this is a pretty big deal for me. I was very excited. I have actually had a lot of people ask me about how I got into banking, so I thought that would be the first video that I did. I thought that'd be a good way to break the ice, and if I'm awkward and weird, well, at least I was informative. So that's what we're gonna do today. Before I get all into that, I want to go ahead and let y'all know about my experience banking, and then I'll give y'all some simple steps to try to get into banking yourself. So I had bartended or was a waitress for most of my young life, and one day when I went to my bank to cash my check, I had one of the managers ask me if I was looking for a job and that they were hiring. So pretty much the place that I banked at because I didn't have good credit, and it was like a second chance kind of bank, and that's where I ended up applying. So that's kind of where I came from, and how I got into banking, and there were some things that I had to learn along the way to continue to be in banking, even whenever I wanted to leave the place that I was working at first. So now that you have my backstory, let's go ahead and get started on tips to get into banking. Let's go. Okay, so tip number one if you have never been in banking before and you're trying to land a spot in banking, there are 3 things that I believe that are crucial or that can really help you on your resume. The first one is going to be cash handling. If you have ever worked at a grocery store, at a bar, retail, anything that has a cash drawer that you would take money out of and put money into, put cash handling on your resume. Of course, banks want to know that you've worked with cash before. Counting cash back, taking cash in, balancing your drawer is a wonderful thing to put on your resume, making sure that you maintain a 0 balance on your drawer. That's one way that banks are going to say, well, she's had that experience or he's had that experience. The second one is going to be customer service. This is a big one, and this one actually is what lands me all of my banking jobs, I believe, in my opinion. If you've ever worked at a bar, if you've ever worked retail, if you've ever worked at any job ever in your whole life, or volunteering, anything, put customer service down. Sorry, my wind chimes are going. A big part of banking is customer service. You're dealing with people's money. You have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to de-escalate situations. You have to be able to explain to customers, what's happening with their money. Guys, so customer service is crucial. The third thing that I'm going to say for you to put on your resume if you want to try and get into a banking job is sales. Now, I'm not talking pushing accounts on people that they don't need, because we just know a big bank got in trouble with that. I'm speaking more about saying that you can upsell. For instance, you could talk to somebody or see someone's account and say, you have $2,000 in your checking account that you're never touching. Put that into a savings and let it build interest. You just opened a savings account. That is upselling. So if you've worked, especially at restaurants, I know a lot of restaurants require upselling. Someone orders a big juicy burger and you say, are you sure you don't want some fries? We have really good seasoned fries. Upselling. So make sure you're putting those 3 things on your resume. Somewhere in there involve that. Also speak on those 3 things in the interview process. Those 3 things are huge in banking. Those are probably the 3 biggest things in banking. The second piece of advice that I would give you would be to, if you have bad credit like me, how I started out with bad credit, go to a entry-level bank job, like the ones inside of grocery stores. That's where I started, and they didn't do any credit checks, which is good for me because I didn't have good credit. Now I can pretty much work at any bank that I could get, you know, a job at, because I fixed my credit. But when you're just starting out and you know you have bad credits, go to those second chance kind of banks, and that would be my piece of advice for you. Go to that entry level, teller 1, personal banker 1, member representative 1. I mean, they're all kind of intertwined there. So start out there. Don't go to the biggest bank you can find where they're going to do a credit check and you're not going to get a job and you're going to waste your time if your credit is bad. If your credit's good, apply anywhere, honey. Apply anywhere and everywhere. I'm just trying to speak for people that just don't, you know, have that. And, you know, I'm trying to speak to people that don't have that in their cards right now. So that would be my second piece of information. My second piece of advice. My third piece of advice would be to make sure you're dressing the part. I always say to dress like the branch manager, not like you're applying as a teller. Wear your heels. Wear your really nice shoes. Make sure you're wearing slacks. Make sure you're wearing a belt if your shirt's tucked in. If you're wearing a dress, make sure that it's appropriate lengthwise. I always like to put a cardigan over or a blazer over anything that I wear, just because I think it steps up that professionalism a little bit better. So if you would like, I can do a what you should wear to a bank interview, or I could do a what I wear every day working at a bank, so that y'all guys can kind of get an idea of the style. Most banks are business casual, although I always say to dress business whenever you're going to an interview. So if y'all want some looks that I wear on a day-to-day, I would love to do those videos for y'all as well. I do have more of a minimalist approach to my banking style, and that's something that I've kind of received over time. When I first started in banking, I was buying everything that looked cute, and now it's gone more to like comfortable clothing that you can wear every day, and kind of rotate the pants and shirts out so that you have more options. So if y'all guys would like to see that, let me know. I would love to do that video for y'all. Guys, I really think that's it. I think those are some really good tips for if you're trying to get into banking. If y'all would like a video as well on what it's like to be a personal banker, a day in the life, or I can do a interview question and answers. I've gotten really good at interviewing, just in my experience. So if y'all want to see how I would answer certain interview questions, I can also do that video for y'all. If y'all have any other ideas or suggestions, please feel free to comment them. I would love to answer some questions for y'all guys. Any other ideas on videos, I would love to hear. I think that's a chicken, and I'm sorry, but yeah, so once again, thank y'all guys so much for watching. If y'all have any ideas on videos, please go ahead and let me know. Like, comment, share, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you guys. Bye. Mwah.